Hello my little stars and welcome to another episode of If Mafiafell by the darkpetal16. This is Dawn Wingerding's route. Our wonderful yandere residence, pretty much. Either way, let's get on with chapter 6, shall we? Lessons. That odd, tense silence that permeates the city is the same silence before the storm hits. After a pleasant night, you can't remember what you dreamed about. You went on your morning run. In the early hours, you were surprised to find a newspaper boy hovering about juicy news. There, in big, bold lettering, it reads, Sean Birch murdered at home. You bought the newspaper from the boy and read it on your walk to the park. Sean Birch murdered at home. The 25-year-old Birch was found beaten and shot to death in his home along with his 23-year-old beautiful wife and many of their friends. Mr. Birch was last seen at the popular Brazenhead pub last night with his colleagues and friends. The group was seen having a good time, but sources say they got in an argument with Antonio and Matteo. The altercation became heated and everyone was kicked out. What the row was about is not yet known. Police are investigating. Both men declined to comment. You continue to read the paper, flipping to see if there was anything else of use. In short, the Birch had a fight with the Don's son. Birch ended up dead the next morning, beaten and shot. From your time at the Black Swan, you recall that some customers would let it slip that Antonio prefers to use a baseball bat and Matteo prefers guns. The papers don't report the specifics of the weapons used, only saying beaten or shot for each of the victims. The lack of confirmation speaks volumes. The police are in a difficult spot. If you like them, you might sympathise, but well, there's a reason why you don't go to the police for help. Regardless of your opinion, if the Birch and Fives were to fight, it would mean a lot of bloodshed in the city, utter chaos. Fear on par from when Dr. Rose was most active, who is now currently active. If it is too bad, if it is too dangerous, you have to keep yourself safe, okay? You grip tightens on the newspaper. When you get to the park, you toss it in the trash. Not if it means leave you behind, Lawrence. The following day, you cook with Papyrus. You step into the Black Swan during the early hours of the morning. It feels unusual to be there so early, but it's not unpleasant. You call out a greeting and Papyrus answers back. In the kitchen, Miss Twinkle. You head into the kitchen. The Black Swan kitchen is normally pristine, sleek and well organised. Today, the counters are covered in food crates that are so full they spill over the edge. Even the floor has stacks and stacks of boxes and crates of food. You see numerous eggs, cartons, milk jugs, bags of flour. It's a lot. Your eyes widen in surprise. I know it's a lot, says Papyrus quickly, but it will all be used. And who will eat it? We will. Papyrus laughs at your indescribable look. I just, you may have some of the food, and what is left over I will bring to my friends in the Royal Guards. They all have very large appetites. You giggle, relieved you won't have to disappoint your new boss with your inability to consume an entire kitchen worth of food in one sitting. Papyrus smiles at you, pleased by your action. Do you know the difference between monster food and regular food? Papyrus asks you. You shake your head. Then allow me to explain. The fundamental difference is the lack of magic, he says. He picks up an apple. Human food is grown on the surface and normally without magic. He holds up the apple out to you. You accept the apple. How does it feel to you? He asks. You turn the apple over. It's smooth red and looks like a perfectly normal apple. You explain such to him. It is, he says. May I have it back? He holds out his hand and you place it inside. The vermilion lights briefly shine around it. Papyrus offers it to you and you accept it again. And now, it's smooth red and it's weirdly fuzzy. You hold it in one hand and have your other hand barely an inch away from it. You see your aura, yet you feel a strange fuzzy sensation on your hands when near it. It's as if there's an invisible force around it. You describe it to Papyrus. Correct, it is! As you might guess, embedded by my magic, monster food is food with magic. We typically grow food in the Fell Kingdom using magic-enriched soil, so we do not need to add magic while cooking, explains Papyrus. It's important for monsters to only eat magic food. It is better for us, he says. Most of us do not have a digestive system like you humans do. Meaning cooking for wingerdings could be a problem. Your cheeks are warm from that, slightly embarrassed to ask an obvious question, and Papyrus raises it off. Questions do not bother me, he says. How else will you learn? You relax at that. We can consume non-magic food, but too much will make us sick, he says. In my case, my magic is strong enough to break down the food without additional magic. I can eat a lot more than, say, a child monster whose magic is still growing. So, is really the magic that the monsters need to consume magic that breaks things down for them? Yes. Could humans eat it without issue? Yes, says Papyrus. Go ahead and try the apple. You take a bite of the apple. A burst of sweet juice flesh enters your mouth. It tastes normal, albeit when you swallow, you feel a cottony aftertaste in your mouth. It's strange. In its raw form, it will linger, says Papyrus. Excellent cooks like myself can use our magic to transform dishes into something extraordinary. I would gladly show you today. You thought he was testing human gadgets? I am, but you deserve a reward for coming in on a day off. You giggle. You wouldn't say no to free food, especially if it's good. Papyrus chuckles. Let us start with something simple first. I want to know how you use an oven. Right away, and the two of you spend hours in the kitchen. You show him how to use the appliances. He's clever, so it doesn't take him long to grasp it. As long as he understands, he starts cooking. As soon as he understands, he starts to cook with you, acting as his sous chef. The two of you make a variety of dishes, sampling and tasting each one along the way, and chat while you do. Papyrus is happy to talk with you while working. He answers any questions you might have without hesitation, and freely indulges your curiosity. Okay, so by here, I'm not going to show all of the answers to all these because I've done it before. So the ones that I will cover are the ones I'm going to do now, which is probably how big is his family, and then what made him choose the Black Swan, because I am interested. This is still Sans. How big is his family? I have 2 older brothers, says Papyrus. Sans and Wingedings. It's only us now. Oh? And you? You have a brother. Ah, you are the youngest. Yes, Papyrus sighs. It can be troubling. Older brothers can be both protective and need protecting. You have no fricking idea. We will both have to do our best as the youngest. Yes. What made him choose the Black Swan? My brother Sans suggested it, says Papyrus. I scouted it, liked it, and chose it. Why did Sans suggest it? I don't know. Yeah, how come you chose it? I'm very confused why he chose it for this one. But oh well, I will not question it. As you approach noon, Papyrus decides wants to start making a dessert. He instructs you to open the flour jar while he works on tempering the chocolate. You struggle with the flour jar, and Papyrus notices and turns to help you. Pop! Flour shoots out and covers you both. There's a moment of stunned silence, and you stare at your boss, a tall skeleton monster with jagged scars and vermilion eyes who is now covered in flour, and you giggle. Papyrus stares at you for another moment, and he suddenly starts to laugh. You look like a ghost, he lightly says. You raise a hand to touch your face and realize you are also covered in flour. This makes you laugh harder. Looks like I came back at the perfect time, drawls a deep voice. A familiar large skeleton enters the kitchen. It takes you several moments to recall where you saw this monster before. He was the first skeleton monster you saw. He came to the Black Swan several nights ago as a customer. You saw him and Papyrus talking to each other outside the Black Swan. He reminds you of both Papyrus and Wingedings. Brothers, perhaps? You met Wingedings, so maybe this is Sans? You wonder if they are as close as you and Lawrence are. You and Lawrence are. The skeleton winks. What's the matter, baby bones? You're looking paler than usual. Is it flower hour now at the Black Swan? Papyrus's eye sockets narrow. You glance between the two. Hello, Sans, says Papyrus. You have come at an inappropriate time. Leave. I don't know, says Sans, his grin stretching wider as he struggles not to outright laugh. You look like you need some help, he snickers. Do you really want to say no? He snickers, turned loud as he laughs at his own pun. I could be your man of the flower in your time of need. Sans laughs with his whole body. What comes next is too fast for you to follow. One moment Sans is laughing, and the next minute he has 2 eggs splattered on his face. Papyrus smirks. He chuckles 5 eggs. What's wrong, brother? Not in such an excellent mood now? Ha! Sans loudly laughs as he glares. His matching grin looks downright menacing. Forgot how funny you are. You can meet Pops. Something zooms by you. The bowl of melted chocolate that was once beside you now sits upside down on Papyrus's head. Chocolate drips down him. Papyrus growls. And so the war has begun. Food flies everywhere. You do your best to dodge and duck out of the way. Once you're in the safe zone, you realize you have a choice to make. Side with Papyrus or side with Sans. Papyrus' brother. You carefully consider your options. Well, when we're on Papyrus' route, we side with him. When we're on Sans' route, we sided with him. So let's take 2 cards and throw them, 1 at each. You take a carton of eggs in each hand and throw it at both skeleton monsters. Papyrus flinches as Sans gasps at you. Then they exchange a long look. Grin splits across their face. Alright, says Sans. Free for all it is. It is only fair. They both proceed to pelt you with nearby fruit. Revenge will be yours. Within an hour, you've run out of food to throw. The kitchen's a mess, and the 3 of you look like you went dumpster diving behind a daring net at the end of a slow night. You're grinning. You only have a moment to catch your breath when someone else walks, and oh no. And in walks another skeleton. Sans, how long does it take to fetch? What the fuck? Swingatings. Wingerding's Gaster surveys the kitchen. He looks at the food-covered walls and appliances. The floor is so messy you can't even see the tiles anymore. He looks at his brothers and you, who are equally dirty. He stares at the 3 of you in disbelief. You are adults. He started it. You are adults, Wingerdings repeats nimbly. You offer Wingerdings an apology, and his face pinches up as if he bit into a sour lemon. Clean this up, all of you. Okay, so I do like here that he doesn't just scold Papyrus and Sans, he actually also scolds you. He tells you straight to clean this up and that you're an adult. Because, yeah, he's more in, like, he's taking the initiative here. He knows that he needs to correct your behaviour before it gets out of hand. He's being the responsible adult here. To your surprise, you see that he uses his shadow to grab a stool from the bar and pulls it into the kitchen. He takes a seat on it. Sans looks mildly concerned. Are you gonna watch us? Evidently I must, he mutters. You two cannot be trusted to behave like adults, and you seem to be, as well, a bit of a bad influence on someone. Papyrus looks embarrassed. The colour under his eye sockets darkens to red, and he glances away. Wonder out loud if this is a common occurrence. Yes, says Wingerdings. At the same time, Papyrus and Sans deny it. Oh, come on, says Sans. I ain't never done a food fight with Pops before. But you two have destroyed several restaurants and bars, sighs Wingerdings, disdain evident in his tone. Destroyed seems too harsh of a word. If the stains and damage are so atrocious that the owners cannot reopen, then destroyed is absolutely the correct word to use. Oh. Goes Sans. Sans shrugs. We can hire a cleaning staff for this. Pay him well. No need for us to... Need a time out, Wingerdings says quietly. Papyrus and Sans shake their head. Oh! Is the timeout the void? Does he put them in there when they... Is that what he does? Is that why they don't want to go in there? I wonder if Wingerdings puts them in timeout, he literally drops them in the void for them to chill out. Now, Petals, does he do that? Does he use his void at all to, like, keep the brothers from fighting each other? Just drops them in their temper and then lets them out when they've behaved? I mean, that's making use of that ability. Time out? Don't ask! Papyrus warns you immediately. Your mess, you clean it up, stresses Wingerdings. The 3 of you exchange glances. Well, your mess, you can help them clean up. You were so sticky and sticky by the end of it. Once the kitchen is immaculate, you are not. All you want to do is take a hot shower. It wasn't a bad time, though. Sans, Papyrus and Wingerdings would bicker with one another in a comforting familiarity that put you at ease. You didn't feel like the odd one out, as each brother would make it a point to include you in the conversation, especially Wingerdings. He made it a point to keep asking you questions, so many, in fact, your throat was dry from talking so much, and he got you a glass of water. He did not dare clean up. He clearly was averse to touching any of the food, but his shadow playfully danced around your feet. Sometimes it would brush up against your calves when Sans and Papyrus weren't looking. Excuse you? Really? He will not touch the mess himself, but he's like, I'm just going to go touching you with my shadow. My goodness. Don't make me jump off the time if I'm not expecting it. My goodness. It is late afternoon by the time everything has been restored. Miss Twinkle, says Papyrus, thank you for your help. Of course, you helped make it. It's only fair for you to clean it up. I appreciate it, says Papyrus. He hesitates, has come to my attention that we are short-staffed tomorrow. Would you be able to come in? You hesitate. You had evening plans. You have to... I would greatly appreciate it, says Papyrus. Okay. Would you like one of us to escort you home? Wingerdings politely offers you. All three of them look at you expectantly. You shake your head, but thank them. Really? Wingerdings frowns. It's no issue. If you're refusing out of politeness, please don't. It's a sincere offer, and you are sincerely rejecting it. You want to be able to immediately go inside and head straight to the shower. All the more reason to accept the offer. You wouldn't be stopped. You give him an amused, albeit flat look. You highly doubt anyone would stop you on the street like this. You reek of egg. Wingerdings is about to respond when Papyrus sternly says, respect her choice. You only thank Papyrus. Very well. Oh, Papyrus must you have interrupted, Baby Bones? Are you forgetting she is one of my employees? Oh, yes, that is true, to be fair, but... No fraternizing with my employees while I am here, brother. Respect her decision. If I must. Good night, my dear. You head home. You take a hot shower. It takes a lot longer than usual to scrub the yolk out of your hair. You end up needing to pause to clean out your drain. Unfortunately, you have to go for a second hot shower. But you are clean at long last. You dry off and change into your short night dress. Thankfully, Papyrus packed food before the fight that managed to stay unharmed in the war. You decide to eat it as your dinner. Before you get the chance, you hear an odd sound like tingling bells. It chimes from your nightstand. You follow the noise and see the magical mirror Raltsy gave you is shining. You pick it up and Raltsy appears in the reflection. Hey, he greets you. My sibling and I are catching a movie in an hour. Want to join us? You're pretty tuckered out. Tomorrow you'll have a long day considering it's time to put up posters again. Sure, why not? I didn't do it last time. You might be tired, but you want to spend some time with your friend. You get dressed and towel dry your hair more. Once you're certain it won't rip, you head out to the movie theater in the upper part of the town. You see Raltsy standing outside. He's easy as far as one of the few monsters in the crowd. And there's a human standing next to him. A young man? Woman? You're not certain. The features are... I cannot even say this word at all. What is this? I don't... Their chestnut brown hair is pulled back into a low ponytail, and their bright red eyes flicker over to you. They're dressed similar to Raltsy. Raltsy smiles when he sees you. Hello, my friend. You greet him. This is my sibling, Kara, says Raltsy. Kara, this is Twinkle. Hi, says Kara. They look you up and down. Huh, you look surprisingly normal. What is that supposed to mean? Is that a compliment? Was it an insult? How do I take that? What was it? Thank you, I think. If that's what you accept as a compliment, you're welcome. Wow, Kara, you are... Oh my god, rude! Kara! Raltsy scolds. Goes Kara. They squint at you. You look like you grew up in the Hicks. You're a country girl? What does it matter? It doesn't, says Kara, merely asking. Why? Why sidestep the question? Why ask the question? I see we're at a standstill here, says Kara. I like it. You like chocolate? What is happening? Yes, you like chocolate. You drink chocolate milk every morning. It's literally your favorite thing to drink. Your chocolate milk every morning. I love you. Wait, what? Whoa! Hold it! Wait, you mean platonically? Or like more than platonically? What is happening? Back off! No! What do you mean? What? No! Don't... Wait, you can't just say I love you out of nowhere. I only just met you, and you just... Is that what you freaking say to Cross when you meet him? Because he likes chocolate too. You stick chocolate in front of him and he freaking loves that stuff. And you just see Kara go, I love you. Not his car, of course. Yeah, this car, not that other car. That would be really awkward. Raltsy rolls his eyes. You do not. I feel like kindred soul in this one, says Kara. We were meant to be. No. 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 Back off. Ugh, please stop embarrassing me. Step aside, little bro, says Kara. Kara winks at you. Want to turn this into a date? No. Okay, he says. Oh well, I tried, says Kara. You look entirely unbothered. Ready to watch the movie? Royalty sighs. Sorry about them. It's fine. Weirder stuff has happened. The three of you watch a family-friendly movie. The movie's awful. Atrociously feels too small of a word. It's boring, and you're not alone in this. Kara makes a noise of disgust 15 minutes in. We pay money for this garbage. It might get better, says Royalty, although he doesn't sound very hopeful. It's offensively dull, says Kara. That's not nice, Kara, says Royalty. I know what they said. You were seated between the two, brother, per Kara's insistence. So Kara is a boy? Or is Kara, like, doesn't have a gender in here, so it depends how Kara is feeling. The Kara can be identified as a girl or as a boy, or Kara just honestly prefers being called a boy? He likes the term... They like the term... I'll just call them Kara. I'm confusing myself. Help me. This force for to be much more involved in the bickering than you would want to be. Kara leans across you to swat at Royalty. Awful pick. Royalty flicks their nose. It could get better. Give it a chance. It could also not get better, Kara points out. They shrug and resent into their seats. Oh no, the main character is sad. Oh no, you mercilessly repeat. And then something surprising happens. The main character, who you thought was the main character, gets stabbed from behind. Kara lights up like a child giving a new toy. Royalty meanwhile loudly gasps. Oh my god. Let's just go widen your eyes. I thought this was a family movie. Royalty utterly horrified. Kara cackles. This is fantastic. I can get behind this. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Twinkle. Royalty says nervously. It's okay. You seem far worse. Which is true, we have. This is nothing compared to what we've seen. Royalty relaxes at the insistence that you're fine. Who do you think will be the next to go? Kara asks you. Kara, I won't be surprised if you're the, There's no way it can be Kara, right? Kara can't be the freaking flower killer, right? That'd be freaking too obvious. Kara's gonna be like... Kara's gonna be like a red herring or something now. The movie premieres, previously described to you by Royalty, is about a group of classmates going camping over the summer to celebrate their last summer before adulthood. A coming-of-age type movie. The characters are all bland and stereotype. You think the pessimistic character will be the next to go? Interesting, says Kara. Kara leans back in their seat. We'll find out. Let's sit back and enjoy the gore fest, they said brightly. Ugh, goes Royalty. Give Royalty a sympathetic look. In spite of your worries, Royalty stops being bothered by the gore pretty quickly, which is good, as the movie has a lot of it. A startling amount, actually. You're surprised this is even showing in theatres? The three of you are watching the horror film that became interestingly absurd as it goes on. Kara adds clever commentary, and even Royalty begins to snidely chime in whenever the character does something stupid. Like I do. My character is very stupid. Why walk towards the rustling bush alone? Kara shrewdly asks. When the bush unsurprisingly had the serial killer pop out. This sounds like Friday the 13th. Is this freaking Jason? Is it Jason in his freaking hockey mask? Royalty sighs. I refuse to believe anyone in this world could be that dumb. You are friends with one of the most stupidest people I know. My main character. You clearly haven't visited a pub. Ooh, Kara. Nice remark there. The character was sober. No excuse. Kara points to the screen. I don't know. She must be on something. She tripped over her fifth root. Yeah. Royalty studies the movie as the character proceeds to trip over air. Maybe you're right. I mean, Kara goes, they can't show underage drinking, right? Against the rules. Yet they can show murder? Yeah, mass murder, that's okay, but drinking? Clearly crossed the line. A very important one. The sibling sigh. This type of commentary goes on. Kara and Royalty will prompt you to join in, which you do when it turns in turn what would have been a boring movie into a fun experience. While Kara and Ralsei can bicker, it's clear they both love each other. Ralsei will affectionately pat Kara's head, and Kara will go around you to give Ralsei's shoulder a squeeze. In moments like these, they remind you of how you and Lawrence would act. If you hadn't been in the theater since, at the end of the movie, it's late enough that you know you should head home. Are you sure you can't stay out longer? Kara asks you. You have work tomorrow, so no. Boo! Where do you work? They ask you. The Black Swan. That place serves some great food, says Kara, thinking at Ralsei. Ralsei offers you a smile. Thanks for coming out. You thank them for inviting you. It's very late by the time you make it home. It's been a busy day, a fun day, but a busy one. You change into your short nightdress and crawl into bed. As you close your eyes, you find it hard to compare the relationships you've seen. Ralsei and Kara, Sans, Papyrus and Wingdings, they all clearly care about one another. You wonder what Lawrence would make of them. You wonder what they would think of him. Lawrence. You close your eyes as sleepy memories bubble to the surface. A home must be neat. Warning, skip ahead to this to completely avoid the past flashback involving the mama and papa that gets really abusive towards the kids. Oh no. This is a bad memory. Why are you letting this come out? Oh god, a home must be neat. Oh no. A home must be neat for you to get a treat. Oh god damn it. You didn't make your bed one morning. You woke up late this one time. You didn't have time. You thought it'd be worse if you kept Papa waiting. You were wrong. So very wrong. Why? What happened just so you didn't make your beds? Lawrence once again asked you who you thought was worse. You at the time answered Pa. He was loud, big, and his head hurt for weeks. Your brother's face scrunched up at that. He disagreed with you. He said, she's worse. What does she do? You thought that was absurd. Ma was tiny, she never raised her voice, and her slaps were healed by the end of the day. You haven't made her really angry yet, he said. Let's hope you never do. But you did. Oh God. You didn't make your bed. When you get home, Ma asked you to make it. Then, you did it without fuss. Then she asked you why you hadn't before. You explained you were running late. She asked you if that was her fault. No. Then why was she being punished for it? Oh my God, is she alright? You hadn't heard your mother scream until that day. She didn't hit you. She hit herself. Oh! Oh my God! She asked you why did you hurt her? And you, at 8, didn't know what to do. You didn't know how to react when she bashed her head so hard into the dry wall it made a hole. You didn't know what to say or do when Pa came in and she screamed that you did that to her. What the hell? What a psycho! She has mental condition. Jeez. You had a bed, but you were not allowed to sleep in it. Instead, you slept on the floor, next to a perfectly made bed. Oh my God, neither of you can forget this. Oh God, when you ran away with Lawrence, the two of you couldn't afford much. You made even less than you do now. For the first year, you had to share everything. A room, a bed, clothes, food. Your drinking problem with your brother was little, more than a hovel. But you two kept it clean, and you always made your bed. You kept it clean. You didn't do it because of her. You did it for Lawrence, for your brother, who flinches at a mess in the house. Oh, he's got trauma. Oh God, he must have a lot of trauma. They both do. Oh my gosh, this is worse. She did that and blamed your character. I know my character's an idiot, but my character doesn't deserve this. God, now I'm feeling bad for my character. It didn't matter. He knew how to fight. It doesn't matter. He knew how to hold a gun. It didn't matter he graduated top of his class at the academy. None of that matters when the bell is inside, and if keeping a clean home helps him fight. You could do that much. She was the only one who gave you lessons. She was the only one. Papa taught you a lot. Oh God. Oh God. She wasn't the only one who taught you lessons. Papa did too. Your pa taught you a lot. You weren't conventional lessons, but they were instructive nonetheless. Permanent. You learned how to be quiet, really quiet in a home with squeaky floorboards. You learned how to talk your way out of a difficult question people thoroughly asked. You learned how to hide. You learned how to make yourself small. You learned how to make yourself forgettable for days on end. You learned how to dig food out of the trash when it got really, really good at that. So good, in fact, that you did it for you and your brother on days Pa kept him in the cellar. Oh my gosh! But your favorite lesson Pa taught you was that you are a survivor. Tiny, tiny, tiny. 12 years old and you looked like you were 8. Too many days without food made for a near skeleton of a child. Trash can only provide so much substance. Hunger pains gnaw at you, sharp and unrelenting. You ignore it. You're used to it. The entirety of your right face throbs. Your right eye has been swelled shut. Oh God! You lay on your left side on the sticky wooden floor. The summer heat has turned the air humid and muggy. Sweat makes your clothes stick to you. Pa sits at the kitchen table. He stares at the bottle in his hand. You do not move. You do not dare. You know better than to draw attention to yourself. So you lay there quietly, still and tense. Your whole body is tighter than a rubber band, pulled at the edges. You focus on your breathing as you actively try to be as silent as possible. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Lawrence enters the kitchen, scrawny and gangly. He's overgrown boyhood, but isn't yet a man. He's outgrown boyhood. Pa looks at him and snarls. You're past curfew, boy. Oh God, Lawrence doesn't respond right away. He looks to you. The handprints on his neck are starting to fade. Oh God. You stay tiny, 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 and Lawrence moves to you. He reaches out. You reach out. He takes your hand and you squeeze his. Your eyes burn and your vision blurs. You cannot stop the relief and fear that comes every time you are with him. Relief that he will try to protect you. Fear that he will fail. I'm talking to you, boy, growl. Pa growls. He grabs Lawrence's shoulder. You squeeze your eyes shut as you let go of his hand. You hear that familiar, sickening, horrible smack. The sound of a bottle breaking as it hits the floor makes you open your eyes. Oh God. It is not Lawrence who has been hit. It is Lawrence who hit Pa. Go, Lawrence! Go! Retaliate! Stand up, my boy! My God, this is getting heavy. Pa fell back and stumbled over the kitchen chair. He's on his back, dazed and wide-eyed. Lawrence, run! Lawrence grabs you. Your heart throbs as running shoots through you. He runs. You wrap your arms and legs around him as he starts to run. You hear it. Your Pa screaming. But when he doesn't stop, there's a warm tingle in your chest. Pa is at the front door. You see the gun, and there's a warm tingle in your chest. You tell him to duck, and he does. The sound of the gunshot rings through the air, and the two of you run. And run, and run, and you run to Rune City. Lawrence had been saving up for a long time. It's not a lot, hardly anything really, but it's all he could do. You were at 12 and he at 17. Started a new life more than a day's journey away from where you grew up. Lawrence taught you a lot of things. As did Ma, as did Pa, but the thing Lawrence taught you are the things you want to keep. Like how to use the stars to navigate. Find the North Star, Princess, he says. See it up there? You nod. It's the brightest star in the sky, he says. He ruffles your hair. Like how you're the brightest star down here. You giggle. He taught you how to giggle. He taught you how to laugh with your whole body. He taught you how to save money. He taught you how to read. He taught you how to follow your instincts. He taught you how to trust, and he taught you how to live. He taught you how to live. Oh my God. Which is why you promise him to stay safe, as long as he keeps his promise too. When you wake up, it'll be time to start the process all over again. You have to put up the posters after work. His missing person post. God, I'm emotional. I'm crying. Excuse me for a moment. I need hold on. I need a moment. I need a moment. I need a moment. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Is that right? Missing, not dead, just missing. He can't be anything else. He has to be okay. You'll find him. You'll find him. Please, let me find him. You arrive at the Swan for your unexpected shift. Fully prepared, only see 1 or 2 other workers inside. That is the entire reason you are there, after all. I appreciate it, says Papyrus. he hesitates, has come to my attention that we are short-staffed tomorrow. Would you be able to come in? You went to the restaurant and you found it to be untrue. You see several waiters and waitresses bustling around as they prep the restaurant open, and you see the jazz band playing. They are not short-staffed. Okay. Perhaps Papyrus was mistaken then. If you not needed, then there's no reason to stay. You could put up Lawrence's missing posters instead. Stay. So we're gonna stay. Let's see. You grab several trays of silverware from the kitchen along with some polish and towel. You set them down on the table and take a seat. You start to polish the silverware. After 10 minutes, you're joined by another waiter and waitress who also have nothing else to do. Ray and the chefs bring you more things to polish as time goes on. It's better than standing around and doing nothing. Some customers start to arrive. The waiter and waitress left to tend to them. You keep your head down on the silverware. You feel the booth you are in sink down. Two people have slidden on either side of you. It's Rossi and Kara. Kara casually drapes one arm on the back of your shoulder. Hello, fellow chocolate lover. You carefully remove Kara's arm. Hi. Let's go. Hey. I thought we'd stop by and spice up your day, says Kara. A good thing, too. Polishing silverware. There isn't enough money in the world to make me do that. Is this what you normally do? Raltsy inquires. You explain the situation. Either you've got an idiot for a boss, or he lied to you, says Kara. You frown. Papyrus is not stupid. You don't think he lied to you either. It's pretty possibly made an honest mistake. Kara makes a non-commental noise. Wait, Papyrus is his name? Yes. Papyrus Gaster? Yes. Huh, goes Kara. You ask Kara if they knew Papyrus. Kara shrugs. We met a few times. When you live in the Fell Kingdom, you get a chance to meet all sorts of monsters. Right, Raltsy? Yes, says Raltsy slowly. From what I remember, Papyrus, he's not the type of monster to, I don't think he'd lie to you out of malice. I'd be surprised if there was an honest mistake since he normally is very, put together, offers Kara. Organized, agrees Raltsy. What are you doing after work? Asks Kara. Want to catch another movie? There's a thriller airing. You briefly smile but shake your head. You have something important to do. What could possibly be more important than watching another horrible movie? Asks Kara. Answer honestly. You don't mind if they know. You have to put up posters of your missing brother. Kara and Raltsy sit back. Both their eyes widen. What? Raltsy quietly asks. His expression conveys disbelief concern. Your brother's missing. Yeah. How long? Kara inquires. Their voice is surprisingly gentle. 5 years. Raltsy and Kara exchange unreadable looks. Then they both wrap their arms around you. That sucks ass, says Kara. I'm so sorry, my friend, says Raltsy. We'll help you, says Kara. Come on, let's leave. What, leave? Yeah, it'd be better to do it before it gets dark, says Raltsy. Between the three of us, we can get it done in no time. We can stop by Mulsey's after and get some more chocolate ice cream cones. You bit your lip. On one hand, they're right. It is better to do it before it gets dark. After all, last time I nearly freaking died. And if they're helping, it'll go much quicker. On the other hand, Papyrus specifically asked you to be here. Ditching would be very, very bad. What do? It's more important to leave. I've got these two with me. What's the worst that's gonna happen, right? They can protect me. Kara's a freaking killer in most of the AUs. And Ezreal can turn into a freaking OP god of doom. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. They obviously can't do that in this AU, I don't think, so... Either way, it's fine. Kara and Raltsy scoot out of the booth to let you out. You head over to Ray and let him know that you're leaving. Okay, says Ray. See you later. You, Kara, and Raltsy then leave the restaurant. As you anticipated, needing to start putting them up right away after work, you brought a duffel bag filled with men. I've seen these, Kara mumbles when they see the poster. You've been pretty consistent with these. You try to be. Have you got any leads? Asked Kara. Nothing new. Is there... Raltsy traced off. We have some friends. We can ask around. Do you mind if we keep a few? Of course not. Any lead at this point would be good. Any idea what might have caused this? Asked Kara, He was with a bad crowd? Your brother was a detective in Rune City. A very good one at that. He came to Delta on a case and disappeared while investigating it. Oh no. Ralsei whispers. Kara looks uneasy. He was a good cop then. Not the type to take a bribe from the look the other way like the police here do? You dryly ask. Kara nods. The brown furrowed. No, he was not that type. For some reason, Ralphie looks sick. I'm so sorry that he's missing. Yeah, Kara says hollowly, their gaze downcasted. Sorry. Oh my god, he's dead, isn't he? Do they freaking know he's dead? I bet you they've met him. That's what it is. They've met him. They know exactly. He's freaking dead, isn't he? He's dead. My brother's freaking dead, and here I am warming up to him and thinking he's pretty cool, bro, and he's freaking dead. Can I at least have his body back then? I want some closure. Also, you can hear Poppy screaming in the background. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with Poppy at the moment. I'm gonna have to go check on her again. Hold on. It takes only 2 hours between the three of you to put up the posters. It could have been worse. You're very grateful for their help. Karen Ralsei asked you about Lawrence. It's been such a long time since you were able to do that. To talk about your brother in a positive manner. You tell him about his bad jokes and his inability to cook. They laugh at how he managed to set a pot of water on fire. You tell them about his time in the academy and how he was so excited on his first day that he forgot to put on pants and almost walked out the door. If it weren't for your panic intervention, he would have likely walked to school in only boxers. Some of the stories ring familiar with them. Kara tells you about a time where Ralsei wore his shirt backwards for an entire day, the tag sticking on the front. Ralsei tells you about a time Kara tried to make a hat out of chocolate. Oh no. But then forgot to account how chocolate melts in the sun and, well, you can imagine the results. That sounds yummy though. They ask you about some of the cases he did, and they actually recognized a few of them. I read about them in the paper, says Kara. Wow, that was your brother who solved it? He sounds like an incredible detective, praises Ralsei. Sounds like he could have used him back with Dr. Rose was active, says Kara. Bet he would have solved it. You giggled, pride swelling inside you. Yeah, you bet he could have. What would have normally taken you 4 to 5 hours was done in 2, and you were in a good mood by the end of it. The three of you visited Ralsei, where you ordered a chocolate ice cream cone for yourself. Ralsei makes sure to get 2 ice cream cones this time, and Kara got a miniature chocolate cake. You remark what a sweet tooth must run in the family. It's because we're rebels, says Kara. Our parents don't let us eat sweets at home. This is our only opportunity. Oh, our parents, Ralsei trails off. You recall your previous conversation with Ralsei about them. Kara uses their finger to wipe off some of the chocolate icing. They lick it off. Honestly, if you heard our mother talk about sugar, you'd think we were snorting dust instead. Ew, says Ralsei. It's not wrong. Kara gives you a flat look. You know what she's got for my birthday cake this year? Wanna guess? Oh my god, it wouldn't be chocolate, would it? It's freaking gonna be butterscotch. Do I have to answer this? You guess. They shake their head. A sugarless raindrop cake. Raindrop cake? Essentially flavorless goo with flowers inside. Their face pinches up as they bite into as if they bit into a rotten lemon. It was revolting. Ralsei stares off into the distance. Terribly simple, terrible. You give them a sympathetic pat on the shoulders. Which is why, Kara continues, we treasure moments like these, sneaking out and eating sweets. What could be better? Kara pauses. They wink at you, and spending time with our friend, of course. Your lips twitch. You can't fight smiling at them. Friend, huh? I should warn you, says Kara. They sling her arm over each other. I'm very clingy as a friend. Ralsei snorts. You think you can adjust to that? I'm glad we reached an understanding, says Kara. You spend another hour with Kara and Ralsei. It was a good time. You start to walk home in a fast pace. Good evening, Miss Twinkle. Casually greets a familiar voice. Your lips twitch into an unwitting smile. You murmur a soft hello to Wingerding's Gaster as he steps out of the shadows. You, he says, you were not at the Black Swan earlier. No. You normally ditch work, he asks. No. Has something more important to do, he inquires. Yes. Ah, he says. I can understand that. Wingerding cocks his head. It is, however, growing late. Would you care for some company back? Your cheeks burn as you mutely nod. Wingerdings offers his arm, and you accept it. Wingerdings is the perfect gentleman as he walks you back to your apartment. Oh, well then. Phew! Unfortunately, your apartment has seen better days. When you arrive at your apartment, there are police everywhere. Of course. Of course. It looks like there was a raid or something while you were at work. You try to rub your eyes. You don't have to deal with this. But what choice do you have? How unfortunate, says Wingerdings. Perhaps it'd be better if you stayed elsewhere for the night. Like where? Wingerdings smiles. Well, I have a nice, spacious, spare area. What do you mean spare area? Don't you mean like a spare room? What do you mean area? There's a warm tingling in your chest. If you'd like to stay in it, it's very safe. Something tells you accepting it would be a very bad idea. That's not what he should have said. He said stay in it instead of staying there. He's referring to the void, isn't he? Oh my goodness. Wingerdings. You politely refuse. You would like to sleep in your own bed. Very well, he says. He shifts to move his arm and places it around your waist. Shadows lift you up around you and obscure your view. When they are gone, you are in your apartment with him. I knew you could do that! Oh. Wingerding steps away and offers you a polite bow. At your service, my dear. You thank him. He straightens up and smiles at you. He raises a hand and gently pulls forward a lock of your white hair. He raises it to his lips and gently kisses it. Anything for you, my dear. You shyly giggle and demurely look away. You tell him that you're already very grateful for what he's done. Wingerdings chuckles. I've hardly done anything yet, my dear. Yet? Yet, he repeats. He pauses. I am unfortunately a very busy man at this point in time. You frown. But if you are willing to be patient with me, I would like to set aside some time to meet with you again, he says. You'd like that very much. Wingerdings smiles. Then I will come to you the next time I have more than a few minutes to spare. Don't worry, we'll be waiting. Phew, phew. End of chapter 6. Oh my goodness, I did it. That was it. That's the end of Wingerdings chapter. Oh my goodness, we did it. Whew. Okay, now, let's see. Delete this. Delete this. Save this. This is Gaster. Chapter 7. Oh, no, wait, chapter 6, sorry. Chapter 6. There we go. Okay, there we go. I've saved it there. So now let's check out clues. So, we are... Okay, so what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to give the stuff with all the clues and Lawrence its own video where we can probably discuss back and forth like what we actually think probably happened to Lawrence. Do we think Lawrence is dead? Do we think he's alive? And wow, my family. It's no wonder my character ended up the way they did. That being said, now I hope you will enjoy the bad ending for Wingerdings Gaster. And now, I'm gonna go and record the other brother, aka Papyrus's route. I will see you then. Also, I'm really excited to see where this goes with Wingerdings, since now he's finally pretty much told us that, yeah, he's interested and he's hoping that we can wait just a little bit longer and then we can, like, get a bit more closer with him. So I'm really excited. I also really like his bad endings. They're very saucy. I like them. That being said, though, I would love to get some romance here and there, you know, a little bit of it, you know. It's implied here and there, but I would like to really get into it. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to hold my horses and wait for chapter 7, or whatever chapter in which I finally get to, you know, get a little bit more of a skeleton. But I do love how protective he is, in a weird sort of way. That being said, ta-da! See you in the next video. Cheerio! Wingerdings smiles at you, and abruptly you fall into his shadow up to your nose. Don't worry, darling, he says. When I have more time dedicated to you, you'll come out. Things are simply very busy. He playfully pokes your nose. But you understand that, he says. That's why you chose this. Thank you, my dear, for being so patient with me. The shadow swallows you completely. Ending 7. What did you expect? Well, he's right. I did ask for it because I wanted to know what would happen. He caught me again. But this time I willingly went because it'll be a lot easier. Well, that just happened. Okay then. Oh my god. Well, at least he's just Positively speaking, if you think about it logically, painting is pretty much just keeping me nice, safe and snug, you know? Just making sure that I don't get myself into trouble like I tend to do, you know? And my apartment got attacked. What else? He's probably like freaking happy because literally he probably internally he was like, where did that woman go now? I told her to stay at the workplace and she didn't even listen. She's turning into my brothers. Oh, thank goodness I found her. Now let's just drop her in the void and there she'll be nice and safe and no one will know. Then I'll have to feign ignorance around my brother. Brother, have you seen my employee? I can't find Twinkle anywhere. I have no clue where she is. You wouldn't happen to be hiding in your void, would you? Oh, no, absolutely not. Can I have a look? Oh, I feel very tired of, so I must go rest. Very suspicious.